Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTraX Broadcasting. We are coming to you live here Monday night with the National Oval Racing Association here for the Michigan 400. Cars have changed up a little bit for the drivers tonight, which have been very difficult for drivers trying to figure out the setup and how it's going to be feeling for them here tonight. Joining alongside me tonight with a little bit of insight is Stella. Stella, talk to me a little bit about how these guys are feeling out there. They're a little nervous, and the way this car is plowing through the turns, they're a little nervous at Michigan, and that outside wall may creep up on them faster than they thought.
They are, yeah, they are complaining that they're having a little bit of a glitch as far as not feeling the front end of this car. They're seeming that they need to actually see it turn because they're having trouble feeling it turn.
All right, well, it may have to deal with a little force feedback. Some of the force feedback was uploaded out there to the Fanatec and the Logitech wheels that some of these drivers are using. So they said you can actually feel the car loosen up as the RPMs get higher. That the steering wheel will get loose. When it's in lower, I actually drive a whole lot harder to turn, and you actually feel the vibration of the engine. Guys who have not updated their drivers yet are going to be having a hard time here tonight. And Stella, I say it's not like driving on a controller anymore. It's not turning that force feedback off, which we're finding that a lot of drivers are able to do, to turn that force feedback down so low that they are able to just absolutely not have any and actually last the entirety of the race. Normally you see the force feedback. These guys are worn down, they're tired, they're sweating, and they can't do anymore, and it's just causing that much more trouble for the other drivers. And to me, I think it's kind of a little bit of a cheat ahead to be able to do that between on a controller and getting rid of the force feedback.
So basically, having power steering and not having power steering.
There you go. All right, well, let's take a look at our race info here tonight of what we're going to be doing here at Michigan International Speedway. 120 laps. That's pretty close to the temperature down there on the track. 77% fuel limit. So expect right after about lap 25 to 28 is where we're going to start seeing these guys start nudging down into pit road. Fortunately, they'll have 10 sets of tires, so they'll have as much money as many tires that money can buy. Moving on to our fixed setup, no fast repairs. I'll be here tonight with our commentator, Stella. All right, right now I see race control Greg out there. We'll definitely hammer down who exactly that is after the race here. But moving on to our starting lineup. Well, let's go ahead and get this underway because you wouldn't believe how many drivers I've got out here on the track. Let's start with Dustin Kleba and Kevin Baumler will be starting in the front row. Great job there. Moving on to Brian Jones to start third and Brady Modes fourth. Moving on to Josh Conover and Nick Giles for row three. Cody Smith sitting seventh next to Matthew George. George finally getting off some of his penalties out there. He's looking to have a better night here tonight as he's going to be shuffling in the top 10 to start this one off. Moving on to Dalton Tucker in ninth and Vincent Arthur in the Jeff Gordon machine sitting in the 24. Looks like Chase Durheim sitting in the 11 car, in the 99 car, sitting 11th next to Brad Fulham. Moving on through where our top 12 finished out. Jake Christopher will be starting 13th next to Kyle Rochelle. Cody Reeder farthest back here for the Evernham Motorsport gang as they start in the 15th spot. Tyler DeTalon, after a long time no see. Good to see the 31 back out here. Looks like the Singular Wireless car is going to have a time here tonight. John Skavenicki starts in 17th next to Logan Hagerman. Nick Caldwell starts in 19th next to Jacob Gladelick. Moving on to Nick Pressey and Ryan Shelton. And we talked about getting farther back, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are only halfway through the field. Let's get going here. Where Keith Ayers sits 23rd and Christopher Darling. I've seen him win here multiple times at Michigan. He's going to be looking to reprise his role. He'll be starting in the 24th position. Let's move on to Martin Plude. I've seen him before out there in the Beer Street Journal. He's hanging out here with the Max Graphics Racing team. 25th, he'll be starting on the inside of Eric Essery. You'll remember Essery out there normally in the Tide car, the number 32. Moving on here to Chance Durheim, who sits 29th, Derek Chapeau in 30th. Blake Hoppy, Patrick Lucio, looks like Anthony Kroback, Bradley James, Joseph Andujar sitting in 35th. Nathan Warner, 36th. Moving on to the final part of our field. Ross Lineback, Ryan Housden sits in 38th. Tony Ball is 39th. And Kurt Quist with a 40th place start. Yes, I've got 40 drivers out here on the track. Looks like Nathan Warner, though, did have some trouble loading up into the track, so he's going to be having a hard time here tonight. Let's see if he can continue on and get this underway. Right now, I would love to see him load up because that'll give me a 40-driver field to start this one off. Parade lap coming to an end here as they're going to loop around, I believe, one more time here, Stella, right now, as they have a huge field. I expect a lot of drivers to be pushing to get up front first. A lot of guys we've seen multiple times explain that this track is best won, obviously, from the front. Why? Fresh air. Being able to get fresh air to the nose of that car is extremely critical, as we see Brady Motes and the Pennzoil machine starting to seesaw a little bit out there. Hopefully he'll end up going ahead and figuring that out. I don't know if that number 1 car is having a little bit of trouble. Right now he's in the John Andretti car and seeing if he can get it going. Right now, you have seen him out there before in the white Snap-on car. He looks like he's in the tracker boats here tonight, so we'll keep an eye on some of our guys who do and do not have paint schemes out there tonight, as we see a couple of them still shuffling up. I notice here in the back of the field, some guys are marching toward the back. Little mix-up here on our qualifying. They're going to go ahead and get this one going. And Stella, anything to add before we get under green?
Well, we have a couple penalties from last week at Pocono. So you're looking at, if they're out here tonight, Bradley James, Kurt Quist, Andujar Leinbach, Kroback, and Shap Yu will all be getting EOLs for penalties from last week. The EOL is more of a cannot qualify, so it will put them in the back of the qualifiers.
Okay. Right now they're still marching around the track here as we're trying to figure out what in the world's going on. Stella, if you wouldn't mind, pop down and find out from race control what in the world's going on here. I see right now Kurt Quist is heading down into pit lane. I don't know if there's some trouble with his race car as he heads down into pit. This is going to be an interesting call, and I would say this might be cheating a little bit. You just going ahead and topping off on fuel before we get back underway, but that would be something. We're going to see how we can do. Normally we do get the 3 or 4 wide salute at a track like this, seeing how wide they can go. Chase Durheim out there in the 99 car. He'll be representing in the Jeff Burton. He's one of our part-time drivers, and he is going to be ready to go right now. Getting lined up right next to the 24 out there, Vincent Arthur, one of the favorites to win here tonight. Stello, any update here?
They were wrecking in the back, so race control gave them another lap to get their act together.
Wrecking in the back?
I just did repeating what, yes.
Okay. Well, I know a lot of drivers can bring cautions. I think if these guys race alongside each other and together during practice, this thing should be kind of hammered out here. Pace car remains on the field here. As I would say, a little bit of fuel and pace strategy is going to be a little tricky for these guys. Let's go ahead and get this one underway, waiting for the green flag from Barney. And at 70 miles an hour, here we go. Green flag is out. And the Michigan 400 kicks off here. Up inside of Vincent Arthur's car here in the number 24, falling back a couple of positions there as these drivers crank it up to over 200 miles an hour. Right now, they are loving the way these cars feel. Notice how they are redlining. Currently, Vincent Arthur tapping the top there at 9,700 RPM here at Michigan. Riding the low line, it's pretty tough to hang down there at the bottom as he rotates up. Wow, and that's exactly why. Gets close to Christenberry, but that's going to slow everybody down. Caution is out. And it looks like guys are already scattering out there.
Yeah, we're 5 wide here. But here come a couple that have been in contact with that brand new safer barrier wall that they put up here in 2004.
All right, Patrick Lucio out there in the Bobby Labonte car, and Keith Ayers in the Mark Martin machine. Right now, Keith Ayers is going to be having a hard time here in the back. Seeing he's losing 15 positions due to this caution. See how all that unfolded here with these two. Something tells me we got to the outside of that wall. Here we are looking about middle of the field. Notice this bumping and rubbing up toward the front. Yep. Oop. Just got hooked there. That was the 84 involved.
About 4 of them are losing pieces and parts on that one.
All right, we'll get a little bit closer here. Let's see what happened to Patrick Caluzio here. Now it does look like there's some contact right there with the 6. So it actually started with Keith Ayers. And the 84 was involved. Tim Harper getting banged up there. And the 18 sends it right into him. Yeah, it kind of breaks your heart there right at the end. If you're Keith Ayers. And the 18 comes up and kind of pops you there. Let's take a look from the 18 and see if we can kind of vouch for him here. We'll ride along and see if that car just pops out. Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Low.
And it did look like he started turning left, but that car just it just kind of stuck going straight. So, bummer. All right, so the 6th car of Keith Ayers down in pit road. And it looks like the 18 was able to survive. Does have some damage to the front nose of that thing. You might want to spend some more time down into pit road. As Stella, right now, it looks like just about everybody came down pit road except everybody in the top 20. Everybody from there on back did come on down pit road. 18 is revisiting pit road.
Yes.
And I don't blame him. I mean, if we've already gotten in a wreck here, let's go ahead and fix this. Martin Plute is currently sitting down pit road for the last 50 seconds. Not quite sure with some of these guys having extended pit stops. Derek Chaput was one of them as well in the 38. You said we were wrecking at the beginning here of the field, and I would wonder if during our caution laps and our warm-up to get set up, if these were some of the guys who did get clipped.
That is a good possibility due to the fact that several of these fellas that are sitting down there are ones that I listed off as having that cannot qualify penalty, which would have put them in
right there.
Back.
Sorry, I was finding out what caused it here. Ryan Housden was our guy.
Yeah, well, he was the one launched in the air, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can find something a little...
Somebody kind of ran up the butt. Right there.
Okay.
Yeah, so who was the other white car with the red fin in the back?
Yeah, I don't know if that was Andujar. Andujar gets hit here. As we take a look. Right now, Ryan Housden, 51.
There, 51. Kurt Quist.
Yep, so Kurt Quist having multiple problems here tonight.
Yep.
And the 70 has no idea what happens. That is Crowback.
Yeah, but again, I mean, he was in the back due to infraction at Pocono, so that's rough.
Yep. Cars single file here. We will not double stack. When we get ready to go, these guys will be single file. Brian Jones had shifted up a couple of positions to get a hold of the lead. 40 cars, hard to run these guys down. So they
Will
go.
all their restarts be single file?
Yes. All lapped cars will start to the inside. On the inside lane.
Okay.
So honestly, right now, Ryan Housden, we should be seeing him up front with Keith Ayers, and we do not. Oh, man, Stella, we got 39 drivers here tonight. Nathan Warner was not able to get behind the wheel. All right, guys popping out of line here because there's a little stutter at the start. Looks like that has to start there with Josh Conover. Conover gets a little bit of adjustment there as they get around. Now, I think we are right back under yellow. This one caused actually in the back here. Getting
Somebody
dumped is the
took
number
off.
20.
Oh, Gladelick. Somebody took off across the grass before we even got underway.
Yeah, I think Nick Caldwell may have been our guy. I was showing Caldwell may have had to tow here. I don't know if it got really messed up. Green flag came out, and Nick Caldwell shows to be in trouble here. Hoping the 84 is not part of it. Oh, that's a disconnect. Yeah, he's got a problem.
Oh, gosh.
Horrible, horrible end of his night. Who knows? That could have been as simple as something like a monitor going out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so
that's
monitor
what I
went
saw.
out.
It's
He
just
turned
somebody
left. So I really can't
Oh.
blame him if that's how it went. Okay, but gladly. Okay, buddy, you got the run, but dang.
Yeah, at the beginning of the race, before we made turn 1, he was diving down into from the outside line to the inside line as soon as he saw an opening, and looks like he was planning on making some moves
Well, you can
early
see
on in this
inside,
one
he's
too.
starting from a completely different gear. I'm wondering if he
Wow.
started in first and shifted into second and started running these guys down, and then now it's caused more problems. Fortunately, this will give drivers like the number 18 of Coluccio some time to fix that car some more. I don't blame him. Right now, he's got to come down pit road and see if he can get as many of those dents pulled out. Unfortunately, he is coming out of pit road currently. 18 seconds he had there in the box. That'll be his third visit here tonight.
Same as Joseph Andujar. He's come down 3 times.
Yep.
Oof.
So that's Kirk Quist entering his pit box here. Christopher Heights out there in the chat rooting good luck to everyone. Right now, I would say yes, but we are right now dealing with a slew of cautions here. I'm hoping this will kind of get hammered out. I'd hate to see 120 laps under caution.
Yeah, please. Thank you, Christopher, for chirping up out there in the chat tonight. I was getting a little worried it wasn't working, but now I know it is. For any of you that do want to chat with us, we will recognize your presence and any questions you have. Just need to subscribe so that you can participate on the chat without the bots.
Yep, and even our viewers do appreciate being able to have conversations out there in the chat with the drivers out there on the track. Be able to get a little insight of what you guys are feeling down there. I don't show anybody in the infield car care center yet. Nicholas Caldwell still has yet to return, made it just barely 5 laps before he had to, unfortunately, disconnect here. Looks like something may have happened to Caldwell. And Nathan Warner never able to take the wheel. That does leave us with a driver of Ryan Housden, who is still a lap down here. Waiting for a couple of these guys to squeeze out. That's currently, I believe, Jacob Gladelick. We found him. Derek Chaput still sitting there. That's going to be a lap down. As this now 50 seconds out there in the box. Right now, Cody Reeder. Oddly enough, quick pit stop here for Cody Reeder. 6.73. That's a fuel top off for him.
I do believe I have seen him do that before.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. This is Cody Reeder, like this is what he does. But Stella, I don't know if I'd want to start from the back here.
Oh. I think I might pass on that until a little further down in the race, maybe.
All right. Well, we'll see what happened. Right now, Christopher Heights. Nick's power went out. Well, right now, round of applause to that guy getting off the track. Right now, that could have been huge. He's slamming into the wall and then take out somebody else and talk about timing. Cody Reeder, one of our guys out there for In the Fence podcast. You can find them out there on Spotify. Don't forget, you can check in right after the race. They'll be tuning in for the podcast and having to talk about the race, real NASCAR, this NASCAR, and what these guys are doing. The other guy joining him, is Dustin Kleba, currently sitting in that number 2 position. So don't forget to check out In the Fence, the official voice of the NORA Racing League. Moving on here, Brian Jones, Dustin Kleba will be starting 1 and 2, the number 6 to the inside. Looks like Keith Ayers may have a chance to get up to the lead lap, but not with a launch like that. Brian Jones, Kleba, Kevin Baumler continuing to run, and you would think the number 20 would have cut that stuff out. You see him fire to the inside there toward the back.
Yes. Yeah, and he's got a couple other of his
Whoa!
members there. Man, trying to go around him, and it was not happening.
No, it is not. Right now, we've got our eyes on the Tony Stewart car of Jacob Lattimore, currently having a heck of a time and buzzing on the bottom. Notice he wants to dive, pick up 2 or 3 positions early, but I would say this is not the time. He's still got a lap to make up, and he's going to be a while before he can get there. Lattimore holding in the 35th position. He'll be trying to see if he can race toward the front. Finally getting a green flag lap here. Kyle Rochelle is up 2. Right now he's shuffling around. And Chance Durheim, right now he's a hard charger here so far. Up 14, but we got guys slinging all over the track. Right now that is Vincent Arthur. I thought that's who that was in the 24 car. Looks like he slings off turn number 2 and gets a little chicken on the wall there. And lets off. Boy, but Stella, what you'll see when these cars start drafting each other, they will actually take the air off at the rear spoiler of the guy in front of them. And that's what you'll see is that some of these guys will end up stepping out and having some trouble. Fastest on the track right now does go to Dalton Tucker. Currently the only driver, well, one of the only drivers, to knock down a less than 40-second lap. That is a 39.95 out of the number 42 Haviland machine. Right now, Dalton Tucker looking like a freight train here. He's on the way up to the front. He's got 2 already on the night.
Yeah, and we know that Kevin Baumler will give him a little bit of run for his money because he is the only other one on the track who has done a sub-40 lap.
Yep, right now, 39.97 by Baumler. He runs a little slower than that. We get lap number 13 underway. Definitely a huge stack of cars. Remember I said previous winner here. Right now I am looking back at the number 16, the Greg Biffle car of Christopher Darling. Boy, is he in a mess here. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Did you see how he got behind Chance Durheim there? Got right behind him and took the air off the back of that spoiler. And the 97 started stepping sideways. That's exactly what happens. So when drivers get super close on the wall, you'll end up finding guys will end up stepping sideways and almost spinning out. Speaking of spinning out, right now Ross Linebacker is sitting back here in the 33rd position. Causes our next caution flag out here. I am saying that right. Lean back, line back, line back.
Oh.
Ah! I know my cheat sheet is MIA. Something tells me my dog ate it.
No.
Got a better.
Your dog ate your homework, huh?
Whoop.
Oh, no.
You can't make that up. Guy almost saves it, and then I'm not saying he got dumped, but that should be.
I believe we call that assistance.
Andujar right here. Clink. Sends him the rest of the way around. 49 needs to lock it down. Imagine if he was up in the top 10. All right, so Leinbach is the last one here. Currently sitting 33rd. He had gained 4 here on the night. More than that, I think he was up 6, but now he has dropped back down. Hopefully he will not be collecting out there with the lapped cars. We're seeing if anybody's coming down to pit, and they are. Brian Jones and Dalton Tucker not pitting. Everyone else seems to be choosing to pit. It's a great time here. I like the strategy call. So look at this. Stella, when is the last time you saw a full field?
No! On Fox. So the other ones not coming down this lap anyway are Eric Essery, Ryan Shelton, and Cody Reeder. Possibly Tyler DeTalent. He has not come down at all.
The 99 giving a shove to the 24.
Just a little bit there.
Well, I don't blame him. He wanted to make sure he got out of pit road. Boy, woo. Stella, I'm loving this. I don't know.
Here comes somebody
I'm
flying.
loving this. I want to see that again.
All I can say is thank gosh we're not at Bristol. You know, I don't know if we could. I mean, we could have the nose catch the tail all the time.
Yeah, watch this. Watch
Oh,
the 24 almost cut him off here. Here's the pinch. And the 99 decides to give him a nudge right there at the end. Look at that. And the 25, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's Matthew George trying to squeak it out at the line.
I was looking at the two cars that were blended together all the way out of pit.
Yep. Look at this. Almost 4 wide. You're talking about the 48 there. Yeah. Right there. 25. Boink.
Wow.
Hopefully next week we'll see the 99 out there in the X-side machine.
All right. Yeah, with the new models, a lot of them are having trouble finding their schemes, their paints.
Oh, 100%. I'm not blaming anybody for that. We're just hoping a couple of them get caught up. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mailbox media out there is got your ain't no gas in it line.
Better than that. All right, let's move up front to some of our biggest movers. Joey Stats up 21 positions, sitting 6th. Up 23 positions, Eric Essery sitting in 3rd. Awesome job here by that 32 car. Told you, watch out for that Tide machine. Eric Essery looking to have a great night here tonight, and I would say he's in a safe spot. Unfortunately, this is going to trip up his pit stop here a little bit. He did come down on lap 3, 4 tires and fuel. I might not have checked the tires off, but it looks like he came down, get that thing squared away, and back out there. So it looks like one car will start on the inside line. And I will
I'm not getting that. Why don't all the lapped cars
I
start
think it
on
may
the
have been
inside?
years prior. This is right before they started double filing. But here's the 20 car. Yeah, this is kind of what I was expecting, is all lapped cars. So I should see Chaput up here. There he is.
Yep.
Nick Preston
Here they
should be
come.
up here. Housden should be up here. Coluccio should be up here.
Hurry.
So I don't know if they don't know that lapped cars need to be up front. And we'll be getting back underway to start lap 17 here at the Michigan 400. Single file does buy these guys a little bit of room and time. Eric Essery, nice long sweeping turn between 1 and 2. We'll see if the 98 decides to float on up. Looks like the 20 of Gladelick is already marching back. And Cody Reeder charging up to 5th. Right now, all the guys from Evernham Motorsports currently sitting 8th, 5th, and the number 1 position. Right now, I guarantee you, Brian Jones having a fun time as we look back at the field here. Boy, is that a sea of cars.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Great job out there by all our guys out there. Collection out there, a little PR. Right now, I know Joey Stats and Josh Conover have been working overtime to get the guys full field, and they definitely produced. Excellent job here, and some of the names I already do know will bring you great racing. He is their attendance. All right, check this out. Moving on to Jake Christenberry. Christenberry is out in front of Vincent Arthur. Yeah, you would think 200 miles an hour would be enough. It's not going to be enough. Vincent Arthur slicing underneath here. Watch 39, 39, closer to the Pepsi machine. Whoop. See, loosens them up just a little bit. And eventually these guys are going to have to figure it out that around the turns you got to back it off a little bit, or the guy in front of you may end up taking you out. So I appreciate iRacing doing exactly just that, because that is the exact problem these guys were running into back in 2004.
Yeah, very cool. I find it fascinating, exemplary, between the tracks having every bump and every bubble, and these cars handling the way they do, and these people are from all over the world.
Yep.
Sitting on one track.
Right now, Brady Moe's trying to trust the
Yes.
system here. That is not working. Wow,
That was
all over the place. We see a couple of guys shuffling through. I do want to march back here to Vincent Arthur, who squeezed out of a 4 wide there earlier, and the 48 machine of Jake Christenberry. Once again, 3 abreast through 1 and 2, looking pretty rough here. Right now, he would love to squirt out of there and get away. Currently, his guys keep bumping and banging and hitting on the walls. Stella, right now, the only 2 drivers yet to pit here tonight, Brian Jones and Dalton Tucker.
They are going to have to eventually, because that pit window between 27 and 30 for fuel is going to catch up to them. But at our rate of caution strikes right now, 2, 5, and 13, if we keep up with that, we'll be fine.
We're back to Tony Ball in gate 18, looking to grab a hold of the 21st position. Under some difficult running here in the back. So you see the 84 of Timmy Harper getting close to the wall. Right now, oof, yeah. Looks like the number 70 not real happy of Anthony Kroback. Kroback finally coming back alive after a little tussle-up they had there under caution. Right now, the 70 has been able to revive his race. 22nd is where he sits. Stella right now, I'm seeing a lot of guys up front like Joey Stats getting ready to make a move here.
Yeah, they've got passing room on this particular track. It's 73 feet wide, which is so much better than some of our other little 50 wide tracks that just don't allow you that so-called wiggle room to be able to get by and pass. This is definitely a driver's track.
Making no wiggle room. That was us right alongside of Joey Stats out there in the Kellogg's machine, usually driven by Terry Labonte. Right now you see the 9 there of Dustin Cleva only giving him a couple of inches there as he did not want to let go. So the Casey Kane Mountain Dew car is still charging forward. Cleva was up in the top 3 and he's now sitting 7th. His pit stop back on lap number 14 at 15.78. Dismal time out there in the box, so he may have slid on past it, which may have caught him on a little off guard there. But it looks like he is still maintaining. He's going to be able to charging forward right now. Stella, mind-blowing out there. Number 2 out there in the midnight car of the Miller Lite machine, normally by Rusty Wallace, Ryan Shelton. Ryan Shelton right now is sitting 7th. This guy started in 22nd. Currently, he's going to be looking for the lead here if he can. As Brian Jones takes the high line, he's going to have to turn exit speed. But Dalton Tucker might try to help him out there. No, he does not. Gets the run off the side. Number 2 going to sit there and hold that quarter panel. Great job here by the number 2. Seeing if he can take over the lead here from Brian Jones. We hop on top on the side here of Ryan Shelton as he's looking to make the pass. Can't get the full clear. And the Expel machine may be in some trouble here as right now Ryan Shelton looking to lead his first lap here at the line. And Brian Jones is going to get it. Woo! Oh, man. Getting excited here. Starting lap number 25. Less than 100 laps left to go. Stella, we're finally getting some green flag laps. I think everybody's having fun now.
Oh, yes. But I don't know whether we've got some shuffling going on back there with Tony Ball.
Eric Essery's going around.
Had a disconnect. Yep.
So Eric Essery washes up in turn number 2. Who gets caught in it? Josh Conover.
Josh Conover.
Yeah, Conover decides to go ahead and let off the gas, saves them all, as it was almost a 3-car spin out there. Everybody's saving it, though. Stella, right now, I'm showing Vincent Arthur had a problem. Back on lap number 24, let's take a look. Currently, he's sitting down in pit road. Whoa, Vincent Arthur. Let's take another look at it here as the Jeff Gordon car slings to the inside as the 99 car decides to rearrange the right side of his car, bumping him out. I guarantee he's chewing him out for that one. Right now, Chase Durheim is going to be public enemy number 1. Seeing the most winningest driver during this time around the 04 season, about 97 to 05, did go to Jeff Gordon with 81 wins.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was definitely the most winningest driver during this time. Currently, we move back up to Brian Jones. It's Chase and Ryan Shelton, who's in the up 21 now, sitting in the number 1 position. Dalton Tucker hangs back. Cody Reeder sits 4th. And we move on to Cody Smith in the Caterpillar machine. Now we find Joey Stats in the number 5, sitting 6th. Kyle Rochelle 7th. Kevin Ballmer battling out there to hold on to 8th as Brady Moats is looking at 9th behind him. And rounding out our top 10 for the moment is Dustin Cleva. Looks like Chase Durheim. I'm going to say that 1,000 times, I think, because of Chase and a Chance out here. Chase and Chance. Right now, that is Chase Durheim. going ahead and getting bumped out of the top 10 here, but he's still pile driving forward regardless, using either Vincent Arthur or anybody else to get up there. He's doing it.
Well, I don't think he's going to be using Vincent Arthur anymore. If my readings are correct, Vincent Arthur might have taken it to the garage.
We'll check the infield car care center. I do not show the 24 out there currently. It may be a possibility of him going back. I don't know if the damage to the car was enough to send it back to the garage here. I do see his car is in the garage, but he is not out of the car yet, so we'll see if they're going to try to fix this thing up. Right now, still on the charge forward. Right now, I'm looking for a couple of familiar names to me, maybe not to you, Stella. Martin Plute out there, currently hanging down in the 26th, and Christopher Darling in the same position as the number on the side of his car. Right now, I'll take a look at Matthew George getting a great run down the back stretch here. Diving into turn number 3. George has unfortunately been, like Nick Gillis, has been on the wheel backwards. George down 9, Gillis down 13. Right now, I guarantee you they are getting some hot laps during qualifying, but just like in Days of Thunder, let's see how you can do in the crowd. And I think these guys are getting a little outclassed here as they've been shuffling toward the back. I would love to see them start marching forward, but it's easier said than done. Eric Essery, one of the drivers who's currently sitting in the top 3, is now back down to 12. But that is a heck of a job, though, as he was starting 14 spots back farther than that. So talk about when you end up at a super speedway track, you are able to get to the front. You just got to pick and choose and get the right line.
Yeah, it's the only problem is when somebody else is in your line.
Yep. Right now, taking a look out there, Christopher Height saying, "Yay!" His fill-in driver's killing it in the 2. Right now, might have to get this guy, if he ends up winning the race, a full-time seat out there. But it is extremely difficult. I would tell you guys, hey, line up for the National Oval Racing Association. Come out here and see if you can beat these guys. But it is a battle for seats. Guys out here are not guaranteed into the race. Stella, I believe they eliminated 2 or 3 to get you the field you see now.
Yes, at least that many. I know there at one point there were about 9 hanging out trying to figure out whether they were going to be making it tonight.
Hard shot to the wall by Brady Motes as he comes across the start finish line. Loses control. Eric Essery goes ahead and gets on around him. And I'll tell you what, Eric Essery, I think, just puckered there. I'm not sure if he's a little nervous of what just happened. I would definitely be. Right now, we'll keep an eye on it as Eric Essery. Holy cow. Yeah, as he slid past that, I thought he was going to be in some trouble there, as Brady Motes has done nothing but, unfortunately, heading backwards. Motes has lost 8 here on the night. Let's take a look here from Eric Essery. Is a little nudge into the wall there. Maybe that safer barrier is starting to catch these guys a little bit more than they expected. Let's take a look here. This is him racing. This is Essery. This is actually with Brady Motes. Let's take a look. Here's Eric Essery around the outside. Take a look there.
Now, is that the RPM gauge in the middle?
Yes. Take a look out the windshield here. This is Brady Motes. Clink off the wall. Yeah, that ricochet off. Good pass. So good job by Eric Essery. Definitely keeping an eye on the prize. Caution, unfortunately, is out, though.
Oh, well, there's Brian Jones and Dalton Tucker's good luck for them to be able to go down the pit.
Yeah, they definitely got thrown a lifesaver here. They're currently sitting in the 1 and 2 position. Currently, yellow flag does come out. I'm looking to see maybe who's our guy. I don't know if the 6 of Ayers, as he's down pit now. I would hope it's not the number 6. Right now, he's been having a really bad night here. Ah, there we are. Bradley James. There's our guy. See if we can find out what happened to him here. I'm ready. There we are. Whoop!
Oh, no!
Crowback.
Came off the wall.
But that was enough to cause a caution. But Vincent Arthur's was not. Haha. Perfect. Way to start a fight out here in the league. These guys will hate me for that one.
Yeah, well,
that'll be Vincent Arthur throwing his hands up in the air, going, "What the heck?" And we'll see.
And he's in the infield car care center to talk to you about it.
Go ahead and bring him to us.
I can do that. Hey there, Vincent. I see you in the infield care center. Does that mean that you're done for the night?
In the pit stall, and they didn't even give me the option to fix it. They immediately said too much damage, we're done. So put it behind the wall, and yeah, that's it for our night.
Oh no,
dude.
Yeah, it's just super unfortunate. Just had like really bad luck as of late, and I was actually having a lot of fun out there with this new car at New Michigan up until then. So it's a bummer.
So Michigan being pretty tough on these drivers. We did kind of peek in on you there a little bit. I noticed the 99 bumping off the side of your door there. You got loose a couple of times. I've even mentioned people getting loose in front of you there. It seems to be that iRacing has done a fantastic job that the closer you get to somebody's rear spoiler, it is taking the air off the back of that car. How does it feel on the inside?
Yeah, it's definitely, I think the biggest thing that all the drivers have been fighting is the track's kind of done a 180 from practice. We were really battling free in 3 and 4 and tight in 1 and 2. And then whenever we rolled over to the race session, the track temp got way up there, and we were really free through 1 and 2, and then tight through 3 and 4. And also for a lot of us, it's our first time driving these things in dirty air. So yeah, I think iRacing did a really good job of being able to replicate, packing air on somebody's left rear and getting them loose, and then also being that car behind. When you poke your headlight out to the right, you get tight, and when you poke it out to the left, you can turn a little bit more and you get a little free. So I mean, I was having a lot of fun out there. I was wishing we could go for a green run, but with everybody trained up like that, it really shows what this car is capable of, and I think they did a really good job. I'm looking forward to going to a road course next week and seeing how those things race there.
Yeah, and when I talk about heading to a track like Sears Point, man, it's going to be pretty tough out there, and I would say a lot of guys are either loving or hating it at this point. The way the drivers are out here, and we've got 40 cars. Yes, it makes for an interesting broadcast. Yes, it jams the field and gives guys plenty of chances to pass. But we're starting to notice a lot of cautions here. Is that just lack of the new guys practicing with the guys who are normally here, or kind of what's the deal out there?
I think it's just a product of the track. Michigan's always been a place where you can't really break away too much, just because the draft's so strong, and they're really wide sweeping corners. You can kind of run all the way from the inside line to the wall, really. So it races the same regardless of how much horsepower you have or what car you're in. So I think that's part of it. I mean, you look at last week, I think we had like 38 drivers at Pocono, and we nearly went flag to flag. So I really think it's just one of those races and one of those tracks that just, cautions breed cautions at. And I'm sure the new guys and getting that experience also with single file restarts is a big one. So as we race more with them, as they race more with us, I'm sure they'll clean it up.
Yeah, well, as we say that, it looks like Logan Hagerman looks like he gets punted off the side here, sent straight into the grass. So it looks like the Dale Jarrett machine is going to be starting 33rd. I hate it for that guy. And no lucky dogs here, Stella. So I would say guys are having to get back up there and start on that inside lane, which is another thing I want to bring up there, Vincent. It seems there's a little miscommunication, and correct me if I'm wrong. All lapped cars are supposed to stop to the inside lane.
Yeah, they are. I think today has kind of really shown us the worst of that system, with some of the lap cars, as we're taking the green, kind of flying up on the inside there. But that is correct. All the lead lap cars will start out on the right on the outside lane, and then the lap down cars will be on the inside lane.
Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and start throwing elbows at our race control out there and tell them to get his start getting it under control and start getting these guys lined up. All right, Vincent Arthur, I hate to see you leave out there in the DuPont Chevrolet, but, man, I know we'll definitely see you come back with a vengeance next week. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs here, brother.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to going back to a road course with these solid rear axle cars. I have quite a bit of success in them back in the day, so hopefully we can bring that back out. But yeah, I got to thank, Wake Up Narcolepsy, Damn Good Sleep, sleephealth.org, everybody who allows me to do this both in real life and outside of real life. So thanks to all my viewers on my stream. My computer is currently not able to handle it for whatever reason, so we'll work on getting that back together. But yeah, thank you guys for the broadcast, and we'll be at Sonoma next week.
All right, Vincent,
All right.
good luck out there, and help the Hendrick Motorsports guys out. They need some help.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, everybody. Vincent Arthur out there. Appreciate him joining us here tonight and giving us a little bit of a insider view of what's going on out there on the track. And I always say, as worth its weight in gold. Right now, Logan Hagerman bringing out our caution here. Let's see what happens and what kind of punts this guy. I don't know if the 77 here, Martin Flute. Wow, is there a stack up? Yeah, there was a stack up way before that. I don't know. See if we can find what happens in front of this. Right now, I'm currently showing the 43 of Skabanicki.
Okay.
Ooh, this goes farther than that. So yeah, somebody messes up here.
We're gonna need a blimp here.
Yeah, definitely we're in a bad spot. That's the blimp currently flying a little low. All right, let's check around the Christopher Darling area. Let me see if I can find something there. Yeah, it looked like Darling backed it off a little bit. But that's definitely because no one was going in front of him. The green flag was out and nobody was moving.
I just saw the 25 tagged from behind.
See if we can get you guys a better view one more time here. Taking a look. Green flag is out. 16 has to check up. 48 wasn't going.
Yep, the 25 managed to check up, but the 84 popped him in the rear.
Yep. That's just that domino effect. You
Yeah.
just can't slow it down, so the 88 gets spun out here. And hopefully that this is not going to count against him as a caused caution. Still,
Oh.
amount of caused cautions do end up divvying out penalty points out there.
Yes.
So hopefully,
Yes.
and you hate to see that because I was like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. And, do you blame it on the 70 or the 77 for nailing him there?
I would. I would, because we had domino from the 16 to the 25 to the 84. To me, you have to give it to the guy who actually made contact, and jacked up the back of the car and sent him along his way.
Right. I can agree with that, and I believe Race Control did as well. Martin Plute will now be starting in the 33rd position. Now, my biggest deal is I've been behind the wheel before. How does a driver like Logan Hagerman right now not look in that rearview mirror and think this guy's going to do it again? Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, when he tries to pass you, how do you not get upset that now both of you are now pushed to the back? So, food for thought.
Yes.
All right. We should be able to get ready to get going again here. Green flag is out. Here we go. Lap number 41 is underway. Hopefully these guys can settle down a little bit. Get back to that fantastic green flag racing we were seeing. Currently sitting on top of Chase Durheim here. Right now in 10th, I believe that is Kevin Palmer and the AOL machine in front of him. Good, nice, solid turn there as all drivers came down on lap number 34 to pit. Only when we start shuffling and mixing it up here, when we start back in the 31st position around the Bradley James area is when different pit strategies start coming into play. Right now, holding on tight. Good turn here again by Durheim. Now, yeah, I'd say kind of make a big deal out of it. Right now, the 99 car was doing 188 miles an hour around that turn. Slows it down a little bit here. Yes, it looks like he has to check up. Move out just a little bit here. Look at back. 195, 200. I mean, look, 205 miles an hour.
My.
Yeah. Right now, that is blazing fast. And the whole thing is, Stella, notice he didn't catch Kevin Balmer. Everybody's doing 205 miles an hour. So right now, they are frying the tires off this thing. Best run of his night here tonight, 40.06 by Brian Jones. Currently, Dalton Tucker might have a shot on him here. The outside lane is going to prevail. Dalton Tucker's got him here. But just for a moment, watch the 45. Try to get a little bit of that door draft here, diving into 3. 45 is going to have an opportunity. Now, the thing is, Dalton Tucker knows this and is going to let him wash up. Wash up around the turn. Dalton Tucker's going to dive to the inside, battle at the line. Here they come. Dalton Tucker's got it.
Wow.
Yep. That's the experience there, Stella. Right now, you're seeing a driver who's not panicking when drivers make that move. Dalton Tucker getting ready to do the exact same thing, but notice the pass is much slower. Decides to go ahead and let off. The car started plowing, and he decides to tuck back in. So the battle for the lead does calm down just a bit here. Moving back to Brady Moats. Moats now starting to work on Kevin Balmer as Essery loses the position. Essery avoided the number 1, ricocheting off the wall there at one point. Looks like he does survive. And he's watching the number 1 go up there and almost give a little love tap to the wall once more. Great camera angle there.
Meantime, Tyler the Talent is spending over a minute in the pit for some odd reason.
Yes, he is. Tyler the Talent out there in the 31. Now the Robbie Gordon car having some trouble here tonight. See if he is able to return. His dad is normally out there watching in the broadcast. Seems pretty quiet here tonight. Where's John when you need him? All right, guys, don't forget to light up that chat. I'm watching you guys out there. Know I got a few of you watching out there. Don't forget to share this link out there, guys. Show everybody what the National Oval Race Association can do. Now, moving on where Christopher Heights sub-driver here is here. He's holding third. See if he can keep Kleba behind him. Kleba's still battling hard, though. Right now, he's got an angle on him here. Watching up out of 4. Does Shelton get close to the wall? Yeah. Gives Dustin Kleba just a little more room. Doesn't want to cause any problem. And look who's on the move. Cody Smith. Up on top of Cody Smith's car here. See if he can follow behind the Miller Light Machine. This Caterpillar's been on a rampage here. The reason he's not moving around a whole bunch, Kleba still hangs to the inside.
And just peeking out from behind there.
Now I know why Nick Pressey didn't like talking to us. Nick Pressey said his dealer doesn't work here. So he's plugged in an Xbox controller, and that's how he's racing tonight.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the 000 No Can Do is taking it down to the garage on lap number 14.
Rough.
Yep. Now, speaking of rough,
Wow.
Derek Chaput has lost the draft here. 200 miles an hour out there by himself. Currently about 14 and a half seconds off pace. Hopefully we'll see him catch back up. Check in on Tony Hall. Should be Rochelle out there. Rochelle in the 39. He's still working on that target speed.
Somebody we haven't heard from all night.
We got a lot of cars shuffling up here. Notice how much movement here in
Yes.
the top 4. Right now, Ryan Shelton's playing a little game of peekaboo there with Dalton Tucker, and it works. Watch him see if he can floss right in there. Dalton Tucker, oh my gosh. Dalton Tucker decides to follow his own line. I hope he knows that Cody Smith is there. Caution.
Oh.
Now, I believe Skabanicki is around. Tons of smoke here.
Kurt Quist is having issues too there.
Yep. I don't know who hit the inside wall. 301. That's actually
And
Tyler.
Duhar.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, Tyler DeTalent just working his way out of pits. We'll see what gets the 43 around here. Yeah, the 51.
Oh.
Yep, I saw the trouble.
Wow. Crunch.
Yeah, Stella, this is actually a beautiful teaching moment here. If we take a look at, notice where Christopher Darling is here in the 16.
Yes.
So as the 16 goes around, watch what happens to the 51. See how the nose lifts?
I saw the butt lift.
No, once the nose starts lifting here, he is following the 16 into this turn.
And it's too close.
Yep, watch what it does to the car. Right? There. See it start picking the nose up? When it picks the nose up, he can't steer. Up he goes up the track into the 8.
This is what they're talking about, the front end. Okay. Okay.
Yes, this is a perfect deal we're seeing from Quist. So I can't say this is Quist's fault. It's odd that Christopher Darling did not get loose.
Well, that's what I thought you were saying before, was when
Yes.
they come up real close behind, their back end starts fishing.
Right, it's a
But
give or
was a
take. It looked like Kurt Quist was on the inside, and as he came up, he lost all air to the front nose of that car. Yeah, very, very impressive here. K
Well,
Doggy
fire
out there
sale
as we're
down
breaking
pit
down
lane.
this last caution. Take a look. Right there. See how it backs it up? Blink.
I'll be darned. I thought that would be just him letting up, going, ooh, I don't want to bump this guy.
No.
So he
Let me
lets
see if I
up
can
on
get
the
a little bit closer here. One more time.
gas.
Watch that front splitter. See it lift?
Yes.
And as soon as it lifts, that's it. He's lost all downforce to the front nose. And you need the weight pushing down on the front tires as you're going around the turn. So as soon as he does it, that front end lifts up.
Yeah, because I just thought that was him letting off the gas. Because he was getting so close to the 16, to Darling. He didn't want to hit him and he let up. But that's actually just from losing the air?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, he's asking new Gen 4 or Legacy.
Yeah, baby, it's the new Gen 4s. we're in the Chevrolets and we're in the Fords out there. Right now, you guys can take a quick look. See the nice Ford Taurus here. Nice curved front end like it used to be. And the Chevrolets and the Monte Carlos. Here for Dalton Tucker. Currently he's sitting in 6th. Most guys have pit though. Back here on lap number 50.
Except for
Yep. Except for
those
our
same
front
top
3 drivers.
ones.
Which, oddly enough, I wouldn't say it's the same. Blake Hoppy, Nick Gillis, and Martin Flute.
Okay.
Or guys
Same places,
Yeah.
not the same drivers.
Yeah, or guys not to pit here. Hey, there's John. I knew you'd show up.
All right. Long time.
Yep. It has definitely been a while.
Well, I was joking with Nick Gillis earlier this evening while he was doing warm-ups that he's actually driving the number 12 car, which is Ryan Newman, who won this in 2004 at Michigan. And he was like, no, don't tell me that. So, but I told him, no, that's a good omen. That'll put him up front. So I'm gonna stick to that.
Yep. Well, we'll wait for Blake Hoppy as well to get in the right paint scheme where we should be seeing him out there. I believe in the Kevin Harvick machine. Currently sitting in the 29. Get underway. Flag back out to Talent. What the heck? Yeah, this is going to bring out our next caution. That was immediate. I wasn't even able to get our ticker up.
Conover and Kroback into the infield.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. We got going, and I was more studying on Tyler DeTalent. He's got to race it out there right at the end to try to get one of his laps back. So,
Yes.
is it a stack-up issue again?
I hope not.
I think Krobach's right in front of him. This is under green. Brake check again.
Yep. Oh. Gee whiz.
Well, Stella, it's a catch-22 here is what we're seeing. If you pop out of line, you'll lose the draft heading into one. But if you stay in line, you brake check and it ends up causing the accordion effect all the way to the back.
And I don't think you can change lanes before the start-finish line. I mean, did these guys even make the start-finish line before they...
Well, normally changing lanes only mattered when we are double file or when it is the new rules. You can't pass the guy in front of you before the line. But for a safety, you should be able to pop down. And that's always been the A-OK from race control, from any league I've ever been, is if you are avoiding a wreck, if you see a stack up, get to the side, but, dump out of the way. I mean, even if you're starting too wide, you can go to the outside to try to save yourself or save the rest of the field. Unfortunately, this is really going to mess up Josh Conover's night here.
Oh,
Unfortunately, because I'm noticing that the 48 has brake checked yet again. And I think whatever it is, he might want to start in second and then just slowly pull off the line because he is way higher on the RPMs than everybody else out there in the field.
Yeah, we've got a couple of them headed down. Conover, Skavnicki, Leinbach, the Talent, Andujar are all down in pits. Looks like they're getting a little work done. Need a facelift.
Yeah. This is definitely going to be a heartbreaker out there for the number 8 car. As we kind of poke around, watch the rest of the field out here. We'll see if we can find the number 8 car out there with Hendrick Motorsports. See if he's got a little bit of time to see if he can maintain here. Josh Conover, they are checking him out in the infield car care center here for just a moment, making sure he was okay after that hit. Josh Conover, dude, what in the world is going on out there with these accordion starts?
I wish I had an answer for you, Pat. We were getting rather vulgar on the radio, thinking guys were trying to time it and, get a jump. But clearly I just restarted 20th and was a part of it. And I just told Anthony, I was like, I don't even think I was over half throttle. And it's just like everybody stops. So I don't know if it's being so far back, the accordion or what. But it's I definitely have a new perspective for guys that start towards the back.
Yeah. It's very difficult for the guys that are all the way in the rear of the field. I would think some of these guys are trying to start from first gear and then sidestepping and get going. We rode along with Jacob Gladelick, who did just that. Was really higher on the RPMs, and then everybody started to brake check. Normally, the rules for every league that I've been to, and no better person to grab a hold of than now, to avoid a wreck or if an accordion starts to happen, is it okay to jump out of line?
I mean, you can. Back in 04 and even, obviously for us here, you can pass to the right, but you can't pass to the left. So you can jump out of line, you just can't pass. So I probably should have done that there and just probably saved the wreck. But I think Nick had said too, or actually Dalton said it, I think everybody's trying to stay on the wall, and they're just kind of bunching up, trying not to get past.
Yeah, we're almost watching a wreck right now. Cody Reeder almost rear-ended his own teammate of Dustin Kleba. Holy cow. Okay, sorry about that, buddy. I mean, it's just, it seems like we might need to get race control to start dropping the hammer here and getting these guys crunched up. I mean, some of these guys are almost 7 to 10 car lengths back and then starting the race, and I think that's where the flow just keeps going back and jamming everybody. But Josh, we wish the best for you, buddy. Sorry to see what happened.
I'm going to need it. I'm in deep doo-doo tonight.
All right. All right, now we'll send Josh back to Hendrick Motorsports. Blake Hoppy will take us to the green.
When was the last time you said that?
What, the Blake Hoppy?
Yes.
Back in the next gens, Blake Hoppy had taken us
Okay.
to the green. He is, since then, he has suffered very badly here, as I think Brian Jones is in trouble.
We're out. Yes, we're out again.
Come on, where's the caution? Dude, this was in the middle of the field.
They're going to say off the racing surface?
But we had the wreck earlier. No way.
Wow.
Stella, I'm a little bit beside myself here. What?
Yeah, that kind of takes out Mr. Brian Shelton for a while, too. Wow.
Now, they're going to need another caution to come up, and right now the 0-2 looked like he was ready to oblige.
I thought so, too. He hit that wall hard. Lost himself 3 places, but he's back up.
Yep. Now they have the spotter taking a look at that right front fender as he comes around. That is not looking good there for Tony Ball. Ball started back in the 39th position.
He's been up, yeah, like hard charger all night. You know, 20, 30 spaces up. But that was a painful pop right there.
Yep. All right, some guys are getting ahead, some falling behind. Hopefully their crew chiefs are definitely talking to them, and their spotters are saying what's going on right now. The 99 car is becoming the meat in the sandwich here. He shuffles back the 0-2. Hard dive bomb into 3.
Yeah, 77. Take a look at Martin Plute. He is moving back fast. Something has happened there.
Yeah, definitely underpowered here. I don't know what's going on. Shuffles to the back here of this race. Definitely a huge clump of cars here. Right now, Kevin Ballmer caught in the middle. Boy, yeah, Nick Geilis. Remember, Geilis was way up front.
Second,
and the 5 gets punted. Joey Stats off the racing surface. Now is around, spinning out. Still no caution.
Nope. Alrighty then. Lap 60, we are halfway through this race.
Yep, Stella, right now it looks like RC may be handcuffed here.
Yeah, I believe iRacing is the only one that throws flags here, as far as caution flags.
But 2 people were involved with Brian Jones and Ryan Shelton. That's where I beg to beg for a protest on this one. That is garbage. Take a look. Yep, right there. It did look like Jones got in some trouble. And I think that was Martin Plute. That's why Martin Plute is marching off. There he is. So he somehow got involved here.
It just, he nudged him right on the way out, I think. And that's him holding it together,
Holy cow,
not messing
Stella,
up the
right
field.
now, as we are currently under
track.
this, we've got drivers totaling out here.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I believe Chase Durheim. I believe Joe Vanduhar. Wow. Yes. We'll have to definitely get a replay on this one.
What started this? Cody Reeder went off track first.
Believe you.
Then Anthony Kovac, Brady Moats, Chase Durheim. To start this whole deal, let's take a look. As another caution comes out, Stella, I hope you're keeping track.
Yes.
Kevin. Ballmer going up.
Oh.
All right, there goes Reeder.
Oh, and 4 of them in a clump right there. In the middle of the road. Whoever's going down pit road is the only one safe.
Yeah, I think Martin Plute.
Yep. He may have had something happen when he had that that little squirrely moment.
Yeah, because he takes it back to the garage, I think, right after that.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Yep, sure did. there's one bump. 2. But he comes back down and collects 3 cars behind him.
I want you to know that the 30 does outlive this. He's able to squeak away.
I was wondering, I thought he just like never touched the brakes. Just kind of drove through him. Literally. Wow. Everybody coming down pit road. Seeing what they do to save their car. Yeah, he's still 6,000 RPMs. That's one way to do it. All right, looks like Jacob Gladelick and Cody Reeder have decided to be our holdouts for this particular fire sale. They say, we don't need no stinking tires.
Yeah, but heck, even some say I don't need no gas either.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jacob Gladelick had come down into pit road 6 times tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a look.
He
I
had
think
some
he's probably
repairs,
going to
though.
pit. Yep, he's going to pit.
Aha. There we go.
And that'll
So did
bring
Cody.
Cody Reeder in. That means Dalton Tucker will be our next guy up front. So wave around. Goes to one of our drivers out there. Talent trying to catch up. And Ross Leinbach is our guy. Yep, he stayed out. He did not pit.
Uh-huh.
Still a good chunk of this race. Halfway now. Guys are still scratching their head. Tons of cars out here. Plenty of drivers out there on the track. Wow. And all drivers laps down need to get up to the front. Tyler DeTalent got the memo. He's up front. And we are still waiting for the 49. And what's taking him so long?
You know, but I'm looking at 120 laps at Pocono. We had 3 cautions, 6 laps of yellow on the same 120 laps. This is going to be different.
Yeah. I would say Pocono doesn't really offer 4-wide racing. I think that's the difference here. We got guys single file here starting their way, working up front. And then all of a sudden, bumped, bruised, banged up, and then that's it.
Yeah, but Pocono's got such a long front stretch where they can get so much speed going. You'd think that would be the killer is overdriving it or something. But no. Old Slow Joe out. Braden's asking, do you have an answer?
Old Slow Joe. Who would that be? We're talking about Andujar. Yes. He is taking it back to the garage.
Okay.
Stella, as we move back here right now, remember the number 5 got out of sorts. Right now, I notice he popped out. Okay, now what's for Joe or Joey or Doug? There you go. All right, he's got out there. Yep.
There we go. Thank you.
So Joey popped out there in the backstretch. He's slicing up back up to the front. Now he's 18th. After 4 tires. Yep, 4 tires and fuel there. Taking a look at our pit stops when he was back on lap number 63. Wow, Joey, easy. Now, number 2, he's starting to get bumped around a little bit of Ryan Shelton. Right now, this is a clump of cars that have been in nothing but trouble here tonight. Hate to say it, Logan Hagerman back on lap number 37 got in trouble. Remember, flying off the track. Went Joey's stats. The number 2 of Ryan Shelton got in trouble back on lap 57 with Brian Jones. And Brian Jones is right there in the 45, so all these guys right here would love to get back to the front.
Yeah, Brian Jones sitting down in 19th. I mean, that's, yeah, that's rough. But he took a almost 55-second pit stop. So he had some repairs to take care of.
Yep. Right now, somebody we haven't heard of much of is Brad Fulham. Currently sitting in the 20th position. If I'm not mistaken, I think we had a good slew of Canadians leading the way there at Pocono.
Well, all 3 of them are right together right now, actually, 19, 20, and 21. So at least the ones that admit that they're Canadian.
Yeah. Well, they'll be working on the flag soon, I assure you.
Yeah, our little chart here is not filled out.
All right, take a look. That is the number 84 of Timmy Harper out there. Yep. Harper was involved in some issues out there early in the race.
But he's maintaining with just able to do 4 tires and fuel in this last stop, so he must be all squared away.
Yep. Well, it seemed to level the playing field. It was a good time for everybody to pit. And they did come down. Now we've got Dalton Tucker out in front. He would love to come away with a win here. And I guarantee you somebody else would love to come away with a win. And I don't know where his girlfriend or his wife is, but Cody Smith is currently sitting in second. Sound awfully quiet out there in the chat. Right now, Cody Smith, awesome job here. Yep.
Yeah. Haven't seen her in a while, but I do not think it's Mrs. yet.
Jennifer?
Yeah. Jennifer Wonders?
Negative. Wrong person.
Oh, whoops. Booker. Never mind. My bad.
That's Cody Welch. That's his
Oh,
number 1
crud.
fan. Good Lord. Wrong league.
Ah, Lord. Okay,
Wow.
I quit. Send me home. Fire me, please. No.
All right.
Oh, shoot. Well, you see, I don't keep up with those soaps.
You do it a little bit. All right, but picking up the slack for you there is Jackson Knock out there with the Bandit Racing League on Wednesdays. You guys can cue into that. As I am trying to find, there's Blake Hoppy. Hoppy's starting to watch a little bit of battle in there with Nick Geilis. Geilis back to his original qualifying position of 6th. Tony Ball up now 36th position, sitting 3rd. Talk about almost picking up the entire field.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen up 36 before. I mean, Blake Hoppy's up 24, same as Timmy Harper, but 36 is crazy.
Yep. So, Stella, go ahead and run us through our garage, guys.
I can do that. I believe we're starting with Chase Durheim, Martin Clute, Joseph Andujar, Vincent Arthur, Nicholas Pressey, Patrick Coluccio, Nicholas Caldwell, and I'm afraid Nathan Warner did not find his time behind the wheel tonight. So from 33 back.
Yep. Right now we see a knock to the wall there by Timmy Harper. Harper, unfortunately, is going to lose a few positions. Right now, Nick Geilis finds his opportunity to put him under fire. Taking a look underneath here. Right now, Let's see if we can find a more racy position. There we are. Boy, these guys come off that turn and they get out of there like somebody spilled ketchup.
Okay. You know, Brady Moat now has put down the fastest time tonight. 39.916. Now we've got 4 of them that can run a minus 40-second lap.
Boy, look at this.
Yeah.
Close that number 4. That is Bradley James. Started back in the 34th position. Right now battling and got it. 10th spot. We were riding along there with Matthew George.
Yeah, he was involved in a caution 30 laps ago. On lap 33, so he's doing all right, getting back up there. Well, look at Josh Conover. He's back up to 12th, being down in 21st.
Yep. Like I said, he was nervous. He's got a lot of driving left to do. And
He
the
does.
throwback sitting behind him. These are the 2 guys that ended up getting into each other. Sidestep here from the 97.
Huh.
Yep.
Kind of stuck to the wall there a bit.
I'd rather him stick to the wall than sling back down. Now the Irwin machine having some trouble here.
Agreed, but how else do you get back? Oh, I get the catch-up jump now. I just saw the Hunt's car. Okay. Sorry. How else do you get back off the wall when it sticks you like that, but to kind of, jerk downfield?
Oof.
Oh,
Well, battle for
nice.
second ends. Tony Ball able to come up now to the 37 position gained mark as Cody Smith loses to him as he was on the inside. But Dustin Kleba saw an opportunity to sling around the outside and decided to go ahead and wall ride out of turn number 2. That's causing some trouble here for Kleba. That's going to now unfortunately drag him down to the 6th position.
Yeah, but was that Blake Hoppy kind of riding across the back of Timmy Harper's bumper there?
Of course. What ended up happening is when you got a driver who wants to move forward right now, like Blake Hoppy, he sees the opportunity and starts shoving the 84 because he wants to make a complete pass. Last thing Hoppy wants to do is end up side by side with him through the turn, which right now Timmy Harper's taking that opportunity here. 22 showing a little muscle here as he holds him down. That's going to make the 84 check up. Get a little turn exit speed. Cody Smith's going to be able to hold on to him.
That little turn exit spin there, too.
Yep.
Oh, that's sweet. John DeTalent is wishing Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. We should have done that, too.
Yep, you should have said,
Except
oh,
it was
yeah, look
yesterday.
who's talking. All right, Timmy Harper on the outside now. Dustin Kleba moving up. And Blake Hoppy. Boy. And you would think Hoppy giving the 84 the shove and Kleba comes back. Definitely tumbling it up here. Let's check in on our leaders here. Currently, Dalton Tucker and Tony Ball. All right now giving Dalton Tucker something to think about. Right now as he did challenge him down there on the inside. Ball been on a roll here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Another pun. Horrible. Won't do that again. Michigan 400 definitely tripping us up here. Had a slew of cautions. Looks like it finally slows down. As these guys have finally cut it out. Like everybody's
He's
just...
bounced all the way up to second.
Yeah. No, God, no.
Oh, okay, I'm done. Kind of.
Boy, look at that turn exit speed. He's got him this time. No doubt. No doubt. Excellent turn here. So Tony Ball shows us something a little bit different. Coming out of turn number 4. Decides to go ahead and rotate farther up the track than Dalton Tucker. Ride out the turn speed and then cut back down after he collects the draft again. Dalton Tucker going to get his first whiff of dirty air here again since the green flag.
He took that with authority.
Yep. Check back in on Gillis. This is Gillis slinging to the inside. See if he can get the 84 behind him. See if we can find Bradley James. James up 22. Now Conover. Hemmed up there on that top line, following behind Matthew George. Right now, those guys all from Hendrick Motorsports, Conover and Matthew George. Tim Harper, the highest one. Sitting in sixth.
Conover getting into the back of Matthew George, something fierce.
Yeah, probably letting him know I'm going to do it. Matthew George braces and goes in and shoves him. That's going to move us back up to the 32 Tide machine, as I believe Kurt Quist has sent it around again. No caution.
Okay. It's a solo spin.
We'll take a look because I think he ended up with a ton of damage here. Wow, Gladelick sends him for a ride here. Clink.
I was going to say, did Gladelick give him a little chrome horn?
Yep.
Doink, doink. Oh, wow.
All right, so Kurt Quist gets set back down. Let's check in on Cody Reeder. Reeder looks like he's in a bad spot.
Yeah, he and Skavnicki just dropped about 5 places.
I'm not quite sure what's going on there with Reeder. It looked like he might have gotten in a bad spot. Did he just give Hagerman a bump? Yeah, sometimes you let the guy know you're not happy with the way he's racing out there.
Oh, we're off track up here. Jake Christenberry.
Yep, Christenberry may be in some trouble right now. Wow! Slow down, guys. And that's going to do it for Cody Smith. That totaled him out.
There's pieces on the track there. His bumper is trying to get back to his car.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's trying to refire this thing up. Yeah, no, he's probably pretty ticked. Holy cow.
That was a toe.
Yeah, it wrecked him. Absolutely blew him to pieces. And we'll see if we can get a good view of what happens here as another caution comes out here on the night. Definitely got about 20 laps under our belt before the next one came out. Let's take a look. Oh. And the 0-2. Tony Ball collected.
Oh. He wasn't done yet.
No. Kroback sending it into him, though, is right now the nail in the coffin. So it looked like Smith may have rotated up into Kalibo. So I would say they're going to kind of pin this one on the 22. I think this is the one that gets me. The guy has locked it down exactly what he's supposed to do.
Jeez.
And the 4 and the 7, he sent it right into him.
And the 4's hood was up, so he wasn't going to see anything after that. But I think it replaced itself.
Yeah, Christenberry is the one who squeaked out of there.
On.
As you can see, the grass chunking off his car.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's the one I saw off track. So, which alerted me.
That is Anthony Kroback.
Oof.
That left front wheel.
Yeah.
Seen better days.
It doesn't look like it's round anymore.
No.
Perhaps it's got
Well, definitely a broken control arm here. Something's up.
a little egg-shaped for sure.
All right. 2 drivers taking it back to the garage. And one you would not expect. Tony Ball, battling for the lead, is now down and out.
Oh, really?
During the caution, we'll take a look at Tony Ball here. And that is him eating the wall first. Ball trying to save his race. I think he realizes that thing is heavily damaged. Might not be
as bad as
right.
the other guys.
No.
That are still rolling.
Boy, basic velocity from the driver like just standing still.
Yes. He's not looking for somebody, is he?
No, that's why I was hoping not. I was trying to figure out why he is taking it back to the garage. Pit stop should be coming into play. Everybody down, in, and back out. Checking in on Thomas Harkins out there. Don't know if that has any relation to Mr. Bill. But he says, you think you guys would be able to use the instrumental sample of Fuel by Metallica for the return from commercials would really add to the 2000 throwback vibe. Dude, do not tempt me. I don't think I could afford the patent rights to use it. We will we'll keep that in mind out there right now. I think Stella's down there talking to race control, seeing what's going on with some of our guys out here. Lapped car is not catching up to the front. Right now, lapped car is still in play. I think our few and far between. I think Tyler DeTalent and Leinbach. Stella, we've got almost 15 cars totaled out here.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. Even Keith Ayers is down pit 3 minutes now, trying to do some fix-ups.
Get this underway again. Let's go. Dustin Kleba, back in the number 1 position. Got the pole, now has the lead again. Back there. He would love to find a nice smooth spot. We chase him here. Field already doing a decent amount of separation though. Right now I think Derek Pugh is the first one in that line. And look at everybody wash up. Stella, I have found lots of success in this race running that 3/4. Never seen so much that white line than I have here tonight. I mean, we've seen the Big Show do it, but it didn't matter. All you need to do is win the. You needed to win the final stage, but this is something. Getting underneath is just mind blowing. Right now, Thomas Harkins, I'm glad you guys are tuning in here, buddy. Take a look at what we've got going on. Right now, tons of guys are looking to floss their way up to the front, having more trouble out there. Hop on board here with Cody Reeder.
Glad Lick just took a piece of the wall.
Gavin Baumler. Wow. Baumler not giving up any room, did not want to let off. As he gives, looks like Scavenicki a shove there. Right, appreciate you guys joining us here at SimTraX Broadcasting. This is Michigan 400 as we get lap 92 started here with the National Oval Racing Association. Don't forget you can like and subscribe here. Like it if you have your favorite driver win. The likes don't matter to me. It's the subscriptions that do. That way you guys can chat with me. Out there in the chat, looks like Thomas Harkins and Braden Alberts have figured it out. You guys have joined us there. John DeTalent already knew what's up, and so does K-Doggy. Appreciate you guys hanging in there here for this race. Next week with NORA, we're going to be heading to Sears Point, so definitely shuffle these guys up. Keep them in the same car. I would love to see a 40-man field out there. I think Bradley James gets ready to take himself out of the top 10 there. That was close. 3/4 of a second behind, and Gamey is now Ryan Shelton. Shelton's had his time in the light up front as he has led a few laps here tonight. And we will all get a quick top off of this race when you go to the In the Fence podcast out there on Spotify. Dustin Kleba will be one of your voices out there talking to you about the race, and so will Come on, Stella. Who is it?
I am so sorry. I was trying to figure something out, and I...
Okay, Cody Reader. Cody Reader in the
Yep.
number 19. So those two guys will be your guys out there on Spotify. They will be launching it tomorrow morning for In the Fence Podcast, the official podcast of the National Oval Racing Association. Currently, Dustin Kleba is going to tell you all what it's all about, racing up front in the clean air, and what it's like to fight through the field. Right now, he's got a ton of work he's got to do, and you wouldn't think needing to do a lot of work in the front. He's got to keep Dalton Tucker off of him. Dalton Tucker keeping him within 0.2 of a second here as they continue racing around this track. Nick Gillis may end up with his highest finish of the night if he can stick it out for 26 more laps. Right now, Gillis holding in the third. Brian Jones looking to rejoin back with his teammate up front of Dustin Kleba. Brian Jones now has third. Only needs to make up a second and a half here. He's going to need to really do some pondering here to figure out if he's got the power in the car to get up there. Right now,
Yeah,
Stella.
sorry, my system is having some snags.
Full meltdown. All right, well, we're not the only ones out there with internet problems. Currently, Tyler DeTalent sitting in 27th. This guy would like to get back on the lead lap. I think he's got to drum up about another 2 or 3 laps to get back onto the lead lap. Let's move up to Cody Reader, who's currently got Josh Conover chasing him. Conover, way off pace here. Decide to top off on fuel one more time, 5.77 seconds. That sends him back down to 23rd. Stella, what do you think about that call?
That's a rough call because he was up at 10th, 11th. I know he's trying to do that within 20 lap thing of the end, but that's pushing it. That'd be fine if we didn't have any more cautions to the end.
Yep.
I don't think this is going to happen.
Chasing U33 joins us here tonight. Rooting on Chance in the 97. Currently, Chance is hanging out in the 21st position. Currently, Chance has had a rough night. Yep, tough luck today for the 99. Right now, taking over a seat out there. And hanging in, Christopher Darling. Currently, we're taking a look at. His teammate of Martin Plude did not make it. Had to take it back to the garage. Beginning of this race. He was one of our first guys. On lap number 2, we ended up getting pumped out there and sent into orbit. Unfortunately, he has been doing nothing but battling it back, and Christopher Darling way under speed here. Off the wall for Darling.
Ouch. Oh, back on the wall for Darling. Lost a piece of the car there.
Yep, this looks like almost a disconnect. What happened to the 16?
I don't know, but we've got he's not disconnected. That's a controlled entrance.
Yep. Stella, go down to Roush Racing there with Keith Ayers and see what happened to the number 16 if you don't mind, please. See what's going on. I'm going to move up here to Brian Jones, currently still playing chase with Dustin Kleba and Dalton Tucker. Right now, these guys are still shuffling around out there to see if they have any opportunity to find out if they've got enough. They have pulled away from the field by 1.8 seconds. Brian Jones needs some help to see if he can get caught up. Fortunately, Blake Hoppy and Nick Gillis aren't too far behind, but Brian Jones is actually pulling away from them as we speak. Tim Harper. All right, let's check it out on Timmy. Look at Shelton. Send it up the center. Wow. Ryan Shelton, afraid of nothing, sends it up the center. 7th position. Guarantee you start racing people like that, they're not going to be happy. Currently, as we are watching, our driver's still around the Brady Moats area of 9th. That is going to bring us to Matthew George, who holds 10th. Bradley James will be our first driver looking to the outside of the top 10. Jacob Gladel, if I notice him out there, currently sitting in 14th. 20 laps left to go here at the Michigan 400. Everybody will be super happy to see that checkered flag here tonight, but who's going to be taking it home? Right now, the 84 is washing up. Timmy Harper down on that white line again. That's going to cause some trouble. Stella, any update out there on the number 16 of the Greg Biffle machine?
It does appear that he did have a bit of contact with Mr. Shelton.
Okay, so the contact with Mr. Ryan Shelton may have put him into the wall?
Correct.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is not going to work out well, especially when you want to work well with people that are even not on your team. So right now, the number 2 driving like he stole this thing. Right now, he tucks in behind Eric Essery between 1 and 2. I think Essery did a decent block there as that Tide machine is looking to see if he can keep that Miller Lite machine away from him. Only the 2 and the 32 still working hard here. We keep an eye on them. Let me see if I can find somebody. Of Bradley James. I think James has been taking a look there at Matthew George. George able to squeak away. Stella, as we take a look at 27 to 30 laps before these guys run out of fuel. Right now, I am showing everybody on the track is going to be short. So we are at least looking at one more pit stop before we make it to the end.
Ooh, they'll get to 116.
Yep. So somebody is expecting another caution, and Brady Moats might just do that. Moats sideways into the wall. 4 gets out of there. He says, absolutely not. I have spent too hard to get up to the position I am to miss it by 1 spot. Derek Chaput and Jacob Gladelick, hats off to these guys. They have fought themselves back onto the lead lap after spending 3/4 of the race looking at the backside of the pace car on the inside lane.
No kidding.
Yep, they have fought back. And they've done it. Chaput, Hagerman, and Fulham still sit 13, 14, and 15, as I believe we've got a driver off the track. I don't know. Tyler DeTalent?
Yeah, that's who it pinged.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I saw Kyle Rochelle down in the 160 mark. I don't know if there's some trouble out there on the track. Right now, no shouts over the radio about oil on the track. But guys are starting to loosen up pretty bad. Look who's coming in. Jacob Gladelick. Yeah,
Dalton Tucker came in.
Yeah, well, that's a cue. That's somebody saying we're not going to make it. Come in now. That way they can avoid the fall off. Currently, right now, drivers are running about 41.6 as their times out here. If they can shave off 1.5 seconds right now, they should be able to get out front, get the clean air, and hopefully stay out there in the clean air. Dalton Tucker's thinking just that. Let's take a look. Ooh, like his pit strategy. We'll see how it plays out for him. Anybody else tuned in to the broadcast, we might hide this one because this is going to be a close one. 15 to go. Yeah. Dustin Cleva still leading it. Brian Jones on his way in.
Interesting, them coming in singles like this.
Yes. I think that's going to cause a problem later on. Let's take a look at Joey's stats. I think he's going to work on Brad Fulham here. Wow.
Yeah, I'm watching Brian Jones in the pit, and he took a different strategy, I believe.
Possibly. Late race caution comes into play. That's going to undo it. Ryan Shelton coming down.
And Captain John Skepnicki.
I think right now, battling really hard right now, I would like to point out, is Matthew George. Currently sitting in that 5th spot. I noticed he was getting pretty squeezed in there with Bradley James. Look how these guys separate just a little bit right before they get ready to dive into the turn. Makes you really question when you're setting up the turn in front of you what the guy is now doing behind you. As George got a mirror full of a ton of drivers here. That is Brady Moats sending the 4 out. Now the process isn't working here for the Bass Tracker Boats #1 car, Brady Moats. Right now, I guarantee it. Wow, see Harper? That's what I'm talking
Yes.
about, riding that line. That is suicide down there.
Why? Yeah.
Absolutely not. You wouldn't catch me dead on that line. All right, we'll take a look here at the track. Temperature has started to heat up at 123. That's what happens when you finally get some green flag laps. 12 laps left to go, still being led by Dustin Kaliba here. As I believe Bradley James in the 4, the one that just got kicked out, coming down in the pit. Yeah, might want to escape any sort of issues you've been having out there on the track. Let's get fresh tires and back at it.
Yeah, that was Kyle Rochelle's thought. He just came down and is back out on.
Yep. Nick Gillis moving up to the number 2 position. Fortunately, working really well right now. Stella, you may have gone ahead and given him a little bit of a hint.
Oh.
No reason this guy can't do it. Try to get the camera off of him because every time I look at him, this is what happens. And I'd like to see Gillis come away with at least one top spot here. Gillis is holding in second, though.
Bass Pro Shop sling down. It looked like Black Friday out there on the highway, getting to the next Target sale. Holy cow!
Yeah, right now, some of these guys are saying the cars drive a lot more firm out there. And it's not as loose as it used to be. They're really, really tight. They're hoping that's not going to be a problem later on in the season as they get used to these cars. So Brady Mote's taking full advantage, driving it like a next-gen car. And Brian Housden working his way down pit road. Hopefully he got in under speed. Oof.
Yeah.
Now he's got to have to reset. That's going to undo his race. That's what I get for putting the camera on him. Eric Essery running up on Gillis here. Can't blame Gillis at all. Remember, he was hung out to drive by himself. Currently, all these guys are sitting back 8 seconds off the lead. Dustin Kaliba with an awesome run here. I would wonder if Kaliba's trying to fuel save and make it, but Essery's in trouble.
Look at John Skivnicki just flying all of a sudden in that pack, like everybody else is standing still.
Well, John Skavnicki came in on lap 106, fresh tires and fuel and back out there. So that's the whole thing. Let him go because he will be able to handle it underneath. And they're going to see if Brady Motes can reach out there and hold on to him for just a little bit before he takes off, but that is a no-go. Moving back here to Matthew George, going ahead and taking Nick Gillis out of the top 5 here.
Yeah. He is back where he started.
Thomas Harkins is saying it's me. Major broadcast implications. Oh. Brad Fulham working his way on down. 8 laps to go. Everybody weighing whether they're going to make it. I would say drivers like Cody Reeder came in on lap 87 for a top off on fuel, may have the upper hand here. As Cody Reeder looking to fight for 7th.
I am going to eat my hat because Josh Conover is sitting in 12th now. He is not going to need to come in, is he? No, it's iffy.
It's roll the dice here. Right now in these last 5 laps, he's going to make or break these guys.
Wow.
Now the Chevrolets have been known to be better on fuel mileage than the Fords.
Well, 1st through 13th have not come in, as well as Kurt Quist down here. But all these guys pit on 86 and 87. This is, you say he isn't. They're not going to make it. In the next 3 laps, 3 or 4 laps, everybody's going to have to come in. They're going to be past that window. I saw one person tonight already, though, do 33. But that was with a lot of caution laps.
Yep. Right now, I would question Kaliba what he's doing here. Let's take a look.
You think he's clutching? Well, with an 8-second gap.
He is not. Continuing to see if he can put more and more distance on these guys. 8.5 seconds in front of Brady Motes. Drivers like Dalton Tucker, who came in on 104, are waiting to strike. 28 seconds off the lead. And as soon as they come in, Dalton Tucker will regain the lead and end up taking away this race. So right now, guys like Dustin Kleber are asking Skavanicki here to help push him. He laughs at him and goes around.
Shame on you.
All right, number 4 coming on up. It's going to be Bradley James. Get his lap back.
Goodness. Yeah, considering that we only have, what, 19. We have 19 left on the lead lap. And we've got 6 that are 1 lap down. The others are multiples or taking it home for the night.
Right now, everybody's on their edge of the seat there a little bit. They're looking to see if Dustin Kleber is not going to make it.
Oh. But Derek Chaput is off track. Is it going to cause a caution? Where is he?
Try and find our 11th place driver. Wow! What? I'm sorry. What was that? Here's Joey's stats. Whoop. What in the world?
Hey, whiz. Yep. Got a little side, got a little behind. Crash. Okay. No caution, no.
Nope.
We are
But
rolling.
he's going to continue cutting through the grass, and that's where we found him. We're using a little bit of Justin Trudeau hands on the wheel. He's going to be fighting it off. Right now, 2
Brady
laps
Motes.
left to go.
Not going to make it. Coming in. Nick Geilis coming in.
Yep. Right now, Timmy Harper's still out there. Has Harper been saving?
Eric Essery. Same time, same place. Lap 86.
Says Harper's been in no trouble here tonight. And neither has Eric Essery. White flag this time by. Will they run out of fuel? Right now, everybody's tipping toward the side. They're doing the Jeff Gordon and running on fumes here. Timmy Harper up 27 here on the night and is only less than 3/4 of a lap to the line. Thomas Harkin said cautions, breed cautions, but that's not going to matter now. Timmy Harper leading in front. Currently, Cody Reeder sitting in 3rd. This is going to be it. Does Eric Essery look for the pass here? Trying to see if he can get him between 3 and 4. He realizes he's got enough fuel. He's going to make it. Can he get him around this last turn? Eric Essery is going to need to get him. Nope. Rotates to the outside. The 32 machine not going to be able to do it. That's going to bring us to Timmy Harper winning the race here tonight. Last came in on lap number 86 for 4 tires and fuel, and he makes it.
Wow. We'll have to ask him about that fuel strategy for sure.
There's our top 3 right there. As drivers like Dalton Tucker finishing 8th. Dustin Kleber leading it 12th. Race results still not in. They're still waiting for everybody to finish the race out there.
Yes, so please do not start your donuts yet.
Nope, race complete. There it is. Look at that. Timmy Harper taking over in the 84 machine.
The hard charger of the evening to being 27 places from where he started. That's impressive.
Yep.
Eric Essery, not much less, with 24 places up.
I hate seeing drivers like Tony Ball out of it. You know?
Yeah.
You know, names like Martin Plute, Christopher Darling down and out, Galuccio.
Yeah.
I think he had a shot here tonight. Nick Pressey with no wheel ended up having to switch to the controller. Just trying to save it.
Just at least trying to be in the race. Yeah. Nick Geilis finished the race.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yes. Oh.
All right. Awesome job here, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging in there. Let's go ahead and run down to Winner's Circle. We are still waiting for Timmy Harper to get down there, and we will go ahead and run these guys down, get ready to go. Hang in there for just a moment. We'll be right back. All right, catching up with our third place finisher, Cody Reeder. Decided to pit one lap later on lap 87. We were all biting our nails here in the booth. How close was it to the finish?
I was like, I mean, I went kind of full throttle after the finish line. I ran out exiting too. So a half a lap for sure. I was, I was clutching it that whole entire run, trying to save enough. Like, you could save so much going into one. You couldn't really as much in three. But yeah, it was really close.
Wow. All right. Well, you survived more than the rest of your team. The rest of your team was up front most of the night, but they actually ended up finishing farther back. Brian Jones sitting ninth. Kaliba finished in 12th when he realized he wasn't going to have enough fuel. Talk to me on teamwork here, buddy. What in the world is going on out there?
Yeah, I think they were convinced that they weren't going to be able to make it. Just they didn't think the fuel could stretch that far. And for me, I was already in the back because I had gotten in an accident earlier in the run. So for me, I pitted with one to go and immediately started saving. And my sim racing apps told me pretty early that I had enough fuel if I could just continue to run the pace that I was running. And yeah, I mean, luckily got me across the finish line top three. I think my finishing position maybe a couple spots better than my speed, but I don't know. I felt like there was a couple of cautions and a couple of things that happened that were just didn't really go my way tonight. So it was nice to kind of go, I guess, full circle, come back around and get a nice finish.
Yeah, well, I see you did end up going off track back on lap number 61. Able to recover, though, and did an awesome job. You're the only one here in the podium positions that ended up in any trouble here tonight. When I look at some of the races that we've got upcoming, next is going to be the road course at Sears Point. I'm assuming this is probably going to be a pretty happy day for you. I know the Ford Taurus number 19 out there has done quite well out there at road courses, as long as everything can be okay. With 40 drivers, how does that set your outlook now?
Yeah, it's a lot of drivers. I mean, I'm not sure what the car count will look like next week, but I feel like, I don't know, I'll have to practice quite a bit. In the truck series and even the next gen car, I was decent at the road courses, but Sonoma admittedly is the one that I don't know very well. I don't run it as much. Pretty good at the Roval. I can finish decently at Watkins Glen, but Sonoma's the one I don't really know very well, and the Scar's kind of an unknown as well. I would expect Dalton and Vinny to be the guys leading the field next week, but you never know with all the new guys we got.
All right. Cody Reader, shout out time, and don't forget to tell me about your podcast out there, buddy.
Yeah, so I mean, shout out my teammates, Dustin, Brian. I think that we did a good job just sharing information on what was working in the cars in practice and even through the race. Sharing tire information, all that stuff is just helpful for understanding how to maintain your speed over the course of a run. Shout out you guys in the broadcast booth. Yeah, I'm not sure. It seemed like the racing was pretty entertaining. I know we had a lot of cautions, but once we got going, I felt like the racing was pretty good. Who else am I missing here? Obviously, you got the podcast. I think I can't make any promises. I think we're going to be back on tomorrow. So we've taken a little bit of a summer break. I'm not sure if that's going to extend one more week or not, but be on the lookout. See if the podcast comes out tomorrow.
I say no. You're the official podcast of the National Oval Racing Association. Cody Reader, I expect to see it come out soon out there on Spotify. Congratulations on your third place finish, and get ready for a road course, buddy.
Cool. Check out In the Fence.
See, he's got it. He's got check out In the Fence. All right, moving on to Eric Essery, where I catch up with him as well out there in the Tide Machine. Eric Essery, boy, what a race, dude. You were able to come away 24 positions from where you originally started. Talk to me what it's like to chop through over 3/4 of the field to come in second.
Oh, well, just mostly just let them mess up and get out of the way. So I don't think I ever really passed anybody. Just held my line. It's hard to pass here, so just guys are overdriving it. And then middle of the run, they burn up the tire, and you saw it was a little bit of handful for some of them, but that's all it took. And then of course fuel mileage come into play, so that's usually the only way I can pull off any kind of good finish nowadays.
All right, well, we're going to do another pun here to your car. Tons of guys used to dive into turn 1 or into turn 3 and then wash up in front of you, and then you were just able to pass underneath. Is it better just to kind of maintain a line and just keep racing around, or is it everybody just dive bombing in there, praying for the best, and then hoping for a decent outcome at the end?
Yeah, we were just talking. I was talking to Tim there, who won. Most everyone runs the next gen cars, and those you really just drive off into the corner, and you stay on each other's bumper. And these are old school. You can't do that. You got to respect them, give a little space, and stay off each other and pace yourself. And so yeah, you saw that though, a lot of wrecks up front and that sort of thing, just racing too hard. But I love the car though. It was, if you could pace yourself a little bit and the tires will come to you, and we just never could get a full run in. It didn't seem like before there was a caution, but yeah, just like you said, they wash up. You can get a run, but then the outside momentum usually kept them going until they wore out the right front.
And then that is it. All right, man. Well, awesome job here tonight. I don't know what else to say other than it's going to be tough for the 32 machine to do out there at when we're at Sonoma. Sears Point can be a little tough out there. I know Ricky Craven did have some luck there, but Ricky Rudd was really the man to beat at tracks like that, where normally we see guys, really shuffling up to the front. How do you feel moving into the road course after we pull off Michigan here?
Well, hopefully I can run. I run when I can. Work a lot, so out of town. But I love road racing, especially in stock cars. I think that's one of my favorite things to do, really. I don't know if there's always a ringer or somebody who's just got a lot more time with it, but I do like it. You really have to respect that, and you can't race each other so hard, but just put in a solid however many laps that is, and just try to keep it on the track, and again, with that, you just kind of let everybody else mess themselves up and hope you end up with a good finish out of it.
Alrighty, shout out time, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, just I don't know if Dad might be watching, Mom, Dad, just my wife as well. So let me come in here and do this.
Yeah, come out and have fun. 32 machine coming in second place. Eric, good luck to you, buddy, and hopefully we see you soon, man. I like seeing that car out here.
Yeah, appreciate it. Y'all do a good job as well.
Cool. Thanks, pal. All right, Eric Essery there in the number 2 spot. Timmy Harper is going to show us and hopefully tell us a little bit there with Stella about how in the world you drive down on that white line. How in the world does he drive down the white line and make it up to the front and almost spin out about 400 times? Stella, take it away.
Yeah, we were watching you down there, Mr. Harper, in your '84 CarQuest Chevy. The bottom of the track is not usually where people like to be at Michigan.
Yeah, I just figured it'd be the best way to save a lot of fuel. If you're talking about where I'm going in the corners, yeah, I just found it was really loose coming off the corner, but I think it definitely helped save as much fuel as I could. So just decided
How
to
close
go down
were
there.
you?
I had like a third, no, maybe a quarter of a tank left. I think I ran out in my burnout that I did, so I was able to do a little one. So I was close.
I was pretty close. Well, up 27 places from where you started tonight. Hard charger all the way. Are we going to see you maybe sit in the pool next week?
No, definitely not the pole. I'm not too good at road courses, but I'll if Josh allows me to be in the 84 next week, I'll probably come back and run again. Like I said, not too good on road courses, but they're fun to drive, and just we'll be able to see what we can do there. Hopefully get a top 15 at least. So.
Well, you're in the right car. You're in a Chevy, and we know Jeff Gordon, you know, and his Sears Point was his bailiwick. So you got a good chance. You got a good head start, right?
Yeah, I guess so. The Chevy thing, you know, I'm a different type of guy than a Chevy, but I like them all. They're all fun to drive. So yeah, we'll see what we can do, I guess.
Okay. Well, this is the second race, I guess, here at NORA, correct?
In this series, yeah, I think I ran Darlington earlier, but I've ran the series for a long time, in the trucks especially, and cup cars quite a bit. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was just checking the series stats and seeing that you had one race, but this is the way to do it. Is one race, 2 races, win. Not bad, not bad at all. So why don't you give us your shout outs and tell us what you think Sonoma's gonna be like. I think you could do better than 15th.
I want to shout out y'all for one, for putting on an amazing broadcast. I can't wait to get back and watch it. I'd like to give a shout out to Josh for letting me run this 84 car tonight, and appreciate him always for the opportunity. I know this isn't an open setup league, but I do want to shout out my setup shop team, Precision Speed Solutions. Also Van Lilly stickers and PayRVA. They're pretty good to us, and like I said, the setup shop, they're come with fast setups every week. So but yeah, happy Father's Day, or happy late Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Sonoma, I don't know, I mean, like I said, I'm not too great on road courses. I think maybe we'll go for a top 10 instead of a top 15, but
Okay, that sounds better.
I can't promise y'all anything.
You won't be doing the Babe Ruth pointing out to
No,
right field, right?
definitely not.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like I said, thanks for y'all.
Congratulations. Can't beat first and hard charger. That's pretty swell. So I don't think Josh is going to have any problem at all. But And congratulations on being one of the only people that didn't end up with an X tonight, you know? You
Oh,
kept
I got
yourself.
6 of them. I got 6 of them. So,
Really? Oh my
yeah.
goodness. I didn't think you got in any trouble tonight. So
Yeah, I caused the first caution, and I kind of felt bad because I'm never here, you know, and I didn't want to come in here and just, you know, cause the first caution of the night on lap 2 or so. But I think it all worked out for me at least. Car was a handful, but it was fun. So
you must have dented it in all the right places.
yep, most likely.
All right, Patrick, you are on to sign us off.
All right, Timmy Harper, congratulations on your win here tonight. Anybody else wants to take a look and put the broadcast side by side out there with Timmy Harper, you can find him on Twitch at Harper50, and then that way you can ride along with him and then see what way he looks like from the outside. Timmy, congratulations, buddy, and hopefully we'll see you back out here.
Appreciate you guys.
Yep. All right, that's going to do it for Timmy Harper. Awesome job here tonight. Guys, tons of cautions out here tonight, and hopefully we were able to calm them down. Drivers, I would say, finally figured it out there, able to just dial it back, race the race, and make it come around. I'm hoping all the drivers that did have to take it back to the garage just take this as a learning lesson about restarts and how to race around to each other. You can't take the wind off the rear spoiler, and you can't push the guy in front of you when we're getting back under green. Stella, anything left to add?
Absolutely not, except I'm looking forward to this many guys at Sears Point next week. That will be interesting.
Yes, that would make a fantastic road course, and I guarantee you no one should miss a road course. Bad or good, you can still gain points, and you can still get experience out there racing around with other people, and sometimes it's good to have a good chuckle when the guy in front of you slings off into the dirt or into the tires. All right, that's going to do us for us here at SimTraX Broadcasting. We'll see you at Bandit Racing League at, yep, you wouldn't believe it, the exact same track. We'll find you there on Wednesday. There, Jackson Knock will be joining alongside me. And then for the NSR League, we're going to get lined up for those guys too, as I believe they are getting ready to race at Sebring. And so it looks like road course week upcoming for a lot of leagues here, but that's going to do it for us with the National Oval Races Association, the Gen 4 Cup Series. Be well, be safe, be kind. See all you guys next time.